is a smaller, you'll probably get one segment, and then finally, a valuable nat 5 segment. This list is based around units that can be used in the most places. So you build these units and you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of them. So with that in mind, let's just get Fran and Lauren out of the way real quick. Honestly, if you were to click on any video on this channel, you would have a pretty solid non-zero chance of me talking about either, if not both of these monsters in that video. Lauren and Fran can both be used in pretty much every dungeon. The only place where it gets a little bit dicey is the Giant's Abyss, where that counterattack starts ticking up a lot faster with units that hit 3 times. You can use them in TOA. Lauren is great single target control, and Fran is just a solid healer and source of immunity for new players. She also gives attack buff, which is so relevant. Lauren can also be used in raids as a source of slow and defense break. The next one that I wanted to talk about is Spectra, specifically Second Awakened Spectra, who's the Fire Griffin. You can use Spectra in dragons. I've seen people force Spectra in giants. You can use them in TOA or frankly, anywhere that you need max HP scaling damage. The slow and attack bar pushback is also very valuable. Next, Veromos the Fire Vampire. Thank John come to us, this dude is fusible now. When I started playing the game, Verd was not fusible. I got him through summoning stones, which are now exclusive summons. It'd be easier to talk about where Verd can't be used, to be honest. Like, you can rune him on Triple Revenge or Swift in RTA, you can use him in TOA, any initialism in the game, you can use him. He's also a staple in Dragons. He was already important and experienced a surge in popularity when the Trickaroo team was at its peak. And today, he is still a must-build unit for new players. Generally speaking, when you use Verd on a team in dungeons, you'll want to rune him so that he moves less, so that way you maximize the amount of attack bar you gain from his passive. Once you have this guy, you're going to be cycling so many turns that you'll forget your opponents are even supposed to have turns. Also, if you pick him against Leo and RTA, the math works out in your favor. The next 3 I'm going to cover just back to back because they're all dogs. It's Ikaru, Rauk, and Crow. Ikaru is great independently or in triplicate for the Trickaroo team. He can team up with up to 3 additional party members, leading to a total attacking value of 4 monsters at once. It takes a lot of runing to get him there, but with some time, you'll have a fully functioning Ikaru. Rauk works perfectly right when you second awaken him. He'll team up with 2 additional units. Super great damage dealer. And then there's Crow, who is arguably the best damage dealer for new players. All of them have usability in solo R5 and in dungeons. If you've been on the channel for a little while too, you'll know that I recommend the Vampires Walking Dogs team for the Punisher's Crypt. And these are the dogs. Next is the Homunculus, specifically the Attack Homunculus, and you can have a choice for this one, either the Wind or Water, depending on what units you're strong in. The reason why you choose the Wind one is if you're short on max HP damage scaling units, or if you want to start working on a super high efficiency Giants farming team later in the game. But early, he's great, too. Forgot how to end a sentence. The Water one is stellar for crowd control. He has an AoE first skill, AoE second skill, AoE third skill. What? That's AoE on every skill. That sounds crazy. That's because it is. The Water one is great in Rift dungeons, also solid crowd control option for TOA. Basically, they thrive in PVE environments because that's predominantly where you can use them. Can't use them in RTA. But this is for new players, so it doesn't matter. Kind of matters. Doesn't matter. Veromos. I've been aching to talk about Veromos ever since I started this video. I should have led with him. Legit, one of my favorite units right now. Like, actually one of my favorites. I find myself recommending him as a damage dealer for practically everything in the game right now. Giants, Dragons, TOA. He can also be crowd control option for TOA too. He does transition really well into RTA and PvP environments when you're up against a lot of debuffs too. Just watch out for attack bar pushback. He's kind of susceptible to that. And like stuns, but you know. This next one is kind of a maybe build. You know, some people could find use in this. I know the video title is must build, but I'd also like to include this one as maybe build. It's Bernard. Second Awakened Bernard is actually really cool in Rift dungeons. You can also use them in Giants around that time when you're trying to transition into the Abyss floors. But anywhere you need turn cycling with attack bar gain and a speed buff, you can use him. Next, we're going back into the Fusion Hexagram for Riley, the Wind Totemist. She's just straight up one of the best healers in the game, and you can get her totally for free. I did a video semi-recently on the top 5 fusible monsters for RTA, and spoiler, she's number 1, dude. She's so good. Like, actually. You can also use her in Giants. It's gonna go real slow, though, but she's a great must-build unit. Eventually. Finally, it's Belger, the Fire Lightning Emperor. He is also in the... Wait, that's 11, I think. No, I added Fran, too. This is number 12. 12. Must-build units for new players. Oh, my God. Well, Belger's another one of those units that you don't necessarily need to build right away. but you should build him eventually. He has a whole raids team named after him in BJ5, which stands for Baelger Jansen, raid level 5. You can also use him on the time limit floors in lab against the slime boss, etc. Next up, we're going to move into the you'll probably get one category. This one we'll keep really, really brief. Lucian, the Wind Joker. He is still one of the only sources of AoE ignore defense. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Summoner's War. My name is Come To Us Evan. Today we're doing some more account reviews and progression tips live. So if you haven't been to one of these things before, what we do is we hang out in chat channel number 10. I start on the global server, I go onto your Sky Island, and I try my dangest to answer the questions that you have. Let me say hi to folks in chat real quick. We're live on both Twitch and YouTube, by the way. What's going on, Yuri? Welcome back. JG Blitz says, Ayo, Evan, as you know, I got that beautiful damage dealer that is Nat 5. Lauren, Narsha. I waited for today to ask, how do I rune and what team comps I use her for? Dude, we got to take a look at the account and scope it out. Narsha is sick. I love her on Violent. I've seen people use her on Swift, but I think that she gets a little bit more mileage out of Violent than most people because like she already ranks up in speed. But like we can talk about it and go in there. Banans, what's going on? Kanagi says, hey Evan, how are you? I'm doing all right today. I'm doing a little better now that I got some coffee. The coffee machine was not really like working for me for a second. That's actually like low-key, I don't mean to like pierce the veil here, but like that's why the timer ran long. It's because I was at the coffee machine. And I sort of like had to Indiana Jones it. Am I allowed to say that's a copyrighted name? Pretend you didn't hear that. I had to like move another cup underneath it because it was still brewing. And like this is full. I don't know if you can see this. This is full. I'm playing a dangerous game, like operating even on like a 20-degree tilt right now, so you can see the lid of this coffee, but like it's kind of crazy. I had to MacGyver that. Don't give me more copyrighted names to substitute a copyrighted name with. Oh, awesome. Odie said, hey, Evan, swapped to here from YouTube. Awesome. Welcome to the Twitch side of things. So JG Blitz is over on the Europe server. So we can hop over to Europe in a little bit. Let me look in chat channel 10, see what folks are saying. Evan, you're a good person. I killed my dragon's time by over a minute. Gamer Tadpole. Looks like you've become a gamer frog by this point, dude. You've grown up a little bit. Congratulations on that, and thank you. I'm really glad it worked for you. Evan, can you help me? My Giants and Dragons teams are a little slow, and I'd like to speed them up. Haven, Shadow, I'm glad you found your way over here. That's exactly the sort of question I want to help with. 6 days? Excuse me? Wait, 6 days? There's no way. Wait, Haven Shadow, who are you on Twitch or YouTube? Could you please identify yourself? Because I have questions. Whenever I see an account that's like existed for like sub dozen days, I gotta know, is this like a first account? Is this a second account? Like because I'm Haven Shadow, I'm here on Twitch. Perfect, excellent. So let me see what your teams are right now. What's up, Come To Us Motive? Thank you for hanging out today, dude. So yeah, Haven, when you get a chance, is this your first time playing Summoner's War? Have you had some experience? Because like I gotta say, like Giants B10, Dragons B10, and also having fully completed TOA normal in 6 days is absolutely absurd. Haven said, first account, I've been doing a bunch of research for YouTube videos. Yeah, no joke, dude. What the heck? You clearly have done your homework. If you've already cleared Trial of Ascension normal in 6 days and you have B10 teams, you're doing such a good job. So let's see what we can do to we can try to speed this up a little bit. For Giants B10, this is like totally okay. The only thing that I would probably caution you against moving forward, right, is that going into Abyss, the counterattack that the boss will deal you after you hit him 7 times is very much worse than it was in the 10 floors before, because he no longer just hits the one target that landed that 7 hit. Instead, he attacks the entire team. So that means that you kind of got to play around it, and you really got to give it a lot more respect than you did before. So that means in my recommendations, I'm probably going to be removing a couple units from this, namely Liam and Lauren. And Riley will make the team slow. Technically speaking, Riley is fine on an Abyss team. The only thing is that her animations are long. If she procs, you know, she'll proc and proc and proc, keeping your team alive, but also slowing down your time. So it's a little bit meta, but I think I'd rather have somebody else in that slot. does a lot of damage too, says JG Blitz. Oh, what time do you go over to Europe? I will try to make it over there in maybe, how about let's say like 25, 30 minutes this time, because I don't think I went to Europe at all last time. So I think I could spend a little more time over there today. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Carnegie, by the way. Oh, dude, Sean says, hey, Evan, my second account was the Abyss Hard Giants and Dragons account last week with Benedict. I'd cleared it within 7 days of account creation. Just wanted to stop by and say thank you. Dude, of course, Sean. Thank you for coming by. That's awesome. I'm glad that you came back. Thank you. And also, yes, so Mango Lover. I pulled Deva and saw some people say she is good for Dragons Abyss Hard. Is this true? Yes, she is great. Slight caveat to that, she's made even better if you have Martina. If you don't have Martina, she's usable, but you need to find like a very consistent way to remove the immunity off the boss. But she is good. She does max HP damage scaling, which I don't think a lot of people even remembered until the Abyss like was a thing, you know? Fastlicks. Quick question. Oh, guys, I'm sorry, because just to shout out what I'm seeing, Fastlicks just asked, hey, Evan, I got a new LD toy, the Light Robo. Is he good? So my follow-up question to that, Fastlicks, like immediately, my number one question is, do you have Carlos? Because Carlos loves the Light Robo. I will say that on his own, the Light Robo doesn't necessarily like, he's not the best pick for what you would try to do. However, he combos extremely well with Carlos because Carlos's passive is looking for units to get taken down, to die. And the Light Robo auto triggers that with his self-destruct ability that goes and, you know, does damage. He buffs attack bar and reduces attack bar upon death. Something like that. Something like that. No, you didn't tell me you got Artemio. What? Carnegie, did you get... Now, hold on. Did you get Artemio in Summoner's War or Soul Strike? In Soul Strike, immediately. Dude, I knew exactly what you were saying. That's so funny. Guys, you'll probably hear me say this again later, too. But, like, I've been doing Soul Strike streams on the Come to USA channel. I'm sure a lot of... I know a lot of folks in here already watch those streams, but they're doing a crossover event with Summoners War right now. And you can get Summoners War monsters in it. They've got 4 monsters in there. A few more if you want to get a little bit more specific. So let me refocus in on the Giants team. We're trying to transition from GB10 into Giants Abyss Hard. I think what I would do... So again, I was recommending removing Liam, removing Lauren. Let me tell you what I'd replace them for. I really like Shannon, and I also really like Bella Dion, the Light Inugami for this. Whoa. You have Manananan? You have, wait, I'm sorry, this account is 6 days old. You have 2 LD5s on a 6-day account? Oh my God, you have so many 5 stars. 1, the fusible, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 nat 5s, 2 of which are LD 5s. This account is so blessed. What the heck, dude? This is amazing. Like, actually, aren't there some... I got really lucky. Dude, do you know how rare LD 5s are? I only have 1. My last LD 5 was in 2020. My first and last LD 5 was in 2020. I haven't gotten one since. Although, again, Michael, my good friend who also edits the videos for us here, he actually just got his first LD5, Nyx, the new Nyx the sequel. Isn't Manananan, can't he be used in some speed teams with the dogs? Is that, am I capping? Am I making that up? I feel like that's true. I feel like you can use him with like Rao, Crow, Ikaru, and do some fun stuff with him because of his sick passive. No, I didn't really. My friends were telling me about it yesterday. Dude, Haven Shadow, I've been playing for like 7, closer to 8 years now. I have 1 LD5. That's crazy. This is absolutely insane. So, back on topic. I'm sorry, I have a feeling that's going to happen a bit today. So Veromos, right? So Veromos can actually be transitioned into a damage roll for Giants Abyss. You can actually rune him on like crit damage. Azure, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, dude. Man, let me come back to that in a second. Thank you. You're so sweet. You just made my morning with that. I appreciate you. Let's do Veromos. We can keep Naomi if you'd like as well. Let's bring Shannon. Let's bring Second Awakened Bella Dion. I don't see Bella Dion in here. Bella's the Light Inugami. Has single target and also single hitting defense break, offers a heal and attack bar boost. It's a nuts monster. And I like it better for Abyss Hard starter teams. Then we can just find some monsters that do max HP damage scaling. I've talked about this before. Some people do use Spectra. I don't like Spectra as much because Spectra can glance. Since you have Sigmaris, I'd probably recommend using Sigmaris instead. And then maybe the Water Geralt, or rather the Water Magic Order Guardian is that one. So I think I'd recommend that for your Abyss, and it should kind of speed itself up. What are your top 10 LD Nat 5s for RTA after balance patch, says Marcus? Wait, that's a fun question. That's a really fun question. Iron Josh, I didn't even see that you were here. Said, what the heck, dude, this account is cray cray. I read that, but I didn't even see who sent it. Iron Josh, what's going on, man? It's been a while. So I would actually love to make this LD5, the top 10 LD5 things, like a collaborative effort. So it's like if you guys have, yeah, the Nikki nerf was fine. I don't think Nikki's necessarily going anywhere. I actually still think Berghild is like up there. Berghild got like I think Berghild got a small nerf. It's now 30%, increases by 30% at the end. I forget how much this nerf was, but I think Berghild got a slight change in the balance patch. She's still like my most wanted LD5. Narsha is still crazy too. We'll see. I think Narsha might be top 10. I think Wedget's top 10. Laura is probably top 10. God, I like Lima. Oh, dude, this Julian. Julian, I think, is top 10 as well. Tion Lang, yeah. Dude, we're filling it up just with light. Is there anything on dark? I think light has more like prolific monsters, like more meta staple monsters. God, this is so close. I really want this to be like, I want this to be buffed. I would love for that to be buffed, personally speaking. If they nerf Narsha next patch, I quit. Dude, Narsha's been around and like this for so long, I don't think they're gonna touch her, dude. I don't think they're gonna touch her. Oh, and somebody said something. Hey, Evan, your recent video about Castle of Forgotten Heroes, I wanted to show off my LD only account achievement for that castle. Dude, Cujo, yes, please. Can you actually shout that out in chat channel 10? And I'll scope it out. I'd love to see what you put there, actually. Dono, no, so, okay, so this one is interesting. Okay, guys, so like this is kind of a weird one. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Dono's alt account, Dono lead, means that, so this whole account has no leader skills. No leader skills at all. Not only are they not using leader skills, they also don't keep monsters with leader skills, I've noticed. So like, it's an interesting challenge. And it turns out to be really difficult because, I mean, if you just think about the monsters that have leader skills, like you think Fran, Lauren, Verd, they all have leads. Ikaru has a leader skill. Can't use any of that stuff. Just popping in to say hi though, mate. Awesome. I always wanted the Dark Paladin so bad. Yeah, Xander, I agree. I'm on global right now, Jesse, so, or actually, I'm sorry, Jesse was asking if there are rules. Are you reviewing subs account? Can you review my account? Yes, so basically I can answer the Dawn Father and Jesse. I'm on chat channel 10, I'm in global. All you gotta do is tell me what your issue is, or tell me what your issue, your question, whatever you need help with is. I'll jump on your island, check out the book, and I'll look at your monster box and try to give my best advice for how to improve in whatever content you're talking about, or you need help with. And then if I need help answering your question, we've got the chat here who can add even more from that huge information repository we got here. Evan, do you know a good RTA bruiser team? Hendrik, let me jump on, I can jump into your island and check out your monsters and give you better advice. Because yeah, there are really good, I love bruise, it's one of my favorite play styles, but I should see what monsters you've got to recommend. Oh man, dude, Dono, this is a really tough one for me to like make recommendations for, because I mean, Royd into Lyn for this account also sounds really good, right? Like defense break, and then Lyn can be one of your max HP damage dealers, right? You're probably gonna, I'd imagine you'll probably build her, because element neutrality with max HP damage scaling on an account with no leader skills is gonna be really important. I wish I could help you more, but this is such a unique like field of expertise that is needed. I've never done a Nuzlocke where it's like you have no leader skills at all. Kind of crazy. So Gamer Tadpole again is saying, how do you how do you propose I approach Necro Abyss? I'll probably end up recommending you a starter team for this. I do not always recommend twins. So even though twins are really good, they do have a tendency to be a little bit too fragile, and they either off themselves on the way to the boss because of the reflect damage coming in from the golems, or they just can't tank the hits from the boss and they just perish that way. So let me go in here. Blackburn, congrats on the win series. Yep, but won't awaken Lynn. Ah, there you go. Because, she gets a leader skill. She gets a leader skill, doesn't she? So, oh, dude. Oh my gosh, you don't know. What an interesting spot you found yourself in, dude. Like, so, I should say what an interesting spot you put yourself in, because that is a very tough challenge to do. This is definitely the way to approach Necro Abyss, by the way. I really like using Abigail, and I put her on high crit rate, as much crit damage as possible, but it's important that she goes first or close to first, right? So like if you're not using any attack buff monsters, then she should be the one to move first. So your primary stat to focus on here is gonna be speed, then you want crit rate and crit damage. Then 0 accuracy. Abigail says JG Blitz. Dude, did you see that I made that into that was like a YouTube short. We have my friend and coworker Mitchell edited that for me after the stream. It's the 0 accuracy Abigail clip from that one. I don't know if you saw that, but it's now a YouTube short on here, that moment. Oh, yep, says JG Blitz. I gotta let everybody know. Only a couple days away. How do you grind the 10-year coins the fastest? I have like 6K energy still. Dude, if you're just trying to capitalize on coins, please. Okay, so Mango Lover, I'm gonna answer your question, but people are not gonna like the answer. So the best way to get coins is to farm a really low floor of like giants or an elemental, something like that. It's a very low floor. Now, the problem with that is that you're not gonna get a lot of like gains from it. You're not going to be getting tons of runes. You're not going to be usable. Oh, guys, I'm going to sneeze. Oh my god. Shoot. Okay. So, I saw it and was like, why is she hitting more defense breaks than a Galleon? I don't know, man. The accuracy, I have 6% accuracy in an artifact on her. And for whatever reason, that's enough. She lands defense breaks so reliably. I never thought to check. I didn't even realize that. Just to finish that thought, so if you do dungeons and like a super low floor of dungeons, do the dungeons give more coins than scenarios? Oh, so Odie, I have not tested this personally. This is observed behavior. Think of me as an anthropologist. I sit there and observe the human behavior that is happening around me. People near me are farming low floors and getting tons and tons of these 10th anniversary coins, so many more than me, but at the same time, I'm farming a way higher floor, so it takes more time. I'm trying to get runes, I'm trying to farm efficiently, I'm not prioritizing the coins. But yeah, so low floor, just hit a times 30 and then burn through it and you'll get a ton of 10th anniversary coins. Like that's probably the best way to do it. Okay, back to the comp. So we got Abigail. We're gonna wanna use a Raok as well. I really like the crit damage on this one, but I think, oh, and this one's kind of fragile. Okay, so if we can get a little bit more crit rate on this guy. Oh no, it's a blade set. A blade set is a cry for help. I always tell people a blade set is a cry for help. Oh wow, 23% HP on that rune, by the way, nice. Yeah, you know, so we do definitely want some more crit rate on him. But like, this is the only one that doesn't have crit rate. It's got 23% HP. You could do attack, crit damage, HP, and just see if that helps him survive. I prefer attack, crit damage, attack, obviously, but like, usually you'll want it to go something like this. Ideally, you'd want it to move like Abigail first, then an Ikaru, then your Raok, and then Astar and like Shaman. That would be the team. That's the comp. That is actually pretty much it. And that's the turn order as well, right? So like, so again, in order of turn order, Abigail, who's also your leader, Ikaru, the water Inugami, then two-way Rauk. After that is Aster, and then Shaman at the end. That's the best like starter team that I could probably recommend. Right now, this guy is not pulling enough, or he doesn't have enough defense to actually activate, but we can add some in the artifacts here, and then we can look for some extra defense. Might be hard to find the extra defense right now, but just start there. Start there and see what's going on. Oh, in chat, my LD only account. Perfect. Okay, let me see that. Let me just look for this really fast because I wanted to see what Cujo was saying about the LD only account. Oh, here's my LD, Grim Wolf. I bet you this is this Cujo? This is more than likely Cujo. Is this true, Cujo? Is this you? What? Is this real? Wait, is this 7 minutes and 18 seconds with just a Shazam and a Diaz? What? Dude, Castle of Forgotten Heroes in 7 minutes with 2 units. So, what the heck, dude? How did you come up with this? What is the plan here? This is awesome. That is the most baller move I've ever seen in a dimension hole dungeon. I gotta see this Shazam. I gotta see what the plan is here. So more HP than I have across every monster. Like combine all of my monsters together. And he's giving the counterattack, right? So he does counterattack. But like, how do you do the damage? How do you do the damage you need to do to progress? Like, I have so many questions right now, dude. I have so many questions. I mean, does this do max HP scaling damage? The damage of the skill is proportionate to your max HP, but that's still not enough. Yeah, bro has the runes. Bro invented runes. DS does have Death Break. I feel like that's not the only component to doing damage. There is no strict damage dealer on this entire comp. This is crazy. Shazam OP, says Cujo. You guys always bring me the funniest stuff. I love it. Okay. Exegy says, I recently got back into the game and I need help with Steel Fortress. Let's take a look. I do like what you're presenting here, but I think you might want like one more block beneficial effects unit. Like I think that's all it's gonna take. I think one more block beneficial effect unit would be perfect for here. Like if you were to put like the Wind Kung Fu Girl in here or a Zinc, something like that, and then I think you'd probably have a pretty easy time going through here. 1 minute and 8 seconds is fantastic though. So it's like if it's consistent, I wouldn't change it. But like yeah, if you can find a Zinc lying around and Second Awaken it, that's the way to go. Shy Preemie says, oh, account reviewing. Yes, sir. We are account reviewing today. But there, again, guys, there is going to be more later, by the way, because like I shouted it out earlier, but I'm going to be doing another Soul Strike stream this afternoon. So if you come back here, it's in 2.5 hours. In 2.5 hours from now, I'll be doing it. It's at 2 p.m. Pacific. 2 p.m. Pacific, I'll be doing a Soul Strike stream. And they've still got the Summoner's War collaboration going on. And last time I got Vanessa, and Vanessa's really good. Oh, wait, did you just ask best uses for Jessica? Wait, the Dawnfather. You have Jessica? I actually think this, so first of all, let me answer with, we're gonna discover this together. I have not gotten the chance to play with a Jessica. I am just a Jessica enthusiast, I would say. I think that I don't think there's enough of these out there to like have all the data we need, I guess, because it's still a relatively new monster. Jessica is the Light Devil Maiden. So for every harmful effect, listen to this, granted on yourself, the damage dealt increased by 20% and the damage taken is decreased by 5%. Grants one of the harmful effects granted on yourself to the target when attacking. Okay, that's great, but here's the crazy part. In addition, ignores all the debuffs granted on yourself and gains immunity against the Oblivion effect. Jessica is actually so wild. She has an AoE attack too, so she attacks twice AoE. So if she accumulates, she's like a debuff bank, right? So you want her to be like affected by debuffs. That's basically what you want to do. Then she's a chroma. Hold on, I'm gonna go so far as to say, but better. I don't think I mean that as like as bad as it sounds. She is immune to all of the effects, but she still accumulates them, which is crazy. And then she can dole them back out again with an AoE. Wild unit, and there's nothing you can do about it. She's immune to Oblivion. I think this unit's actually really cool. Now, the only reason why like it's hard to say like best teams for her, right? Like she is, and in her essence, a bit of a counter pick. Even though most Summoners War monsters are going to be applying debuffs to you, defense break, like she says here, Oblivion, etc. You need to see those being present before you pick her. That's kind of what you want to do. Imagine you see her side by side with a Chroma. Fastlix, that's kind of the dream, like a full immunity comp. Like, that's actually crazy. Good against Layla and Tomoe. So she's a piece of tech for when you see people running a debuff comps. I wouldn't necessarily like hyper work her into your draft, because what do you do if someone's trying to snipe you? Nothing. There's nothing that she can really do against like a cleave or a snipe team that features like a two-way Kali, because they're not trying to apply debuffs to you, you know? It's like they're trying to ignore your defense and snipe you out. So she's not necessarily a part of your entire comp. Rather, she is an extremely efficient piece of tech for against Shizuka, Layla, Tomoe, stuff like that. I think that's what you do. Shai Primi says, help me build my Nana, the water mage. I really like Nana on Despair. Wait, what did Demise say? I gotta see. I'm not seeing what Demise said. Oh, guys, sorry, I encountered that. I gotta close Summoner's War and open it back up again. Stand by. Oh, it's gonna do it again. Marcus says, which server is the strongest? It depends in what way. In what way you mean. I would say that Europe is probably the strongest in terms of like arena. Well, oh guys, while the game is loading back up again, I should direct you over to that It's Boba Time pop-up event down there. We have a QR code in the bottom of the screen. If you think you can make it to that, you should. It's also, I think, in the events page right now. Yeah, right there. Look at that. So June 22nd in Los Angeles on Highland. This is the place to go. It's an It's Boba Time collaboration pop-up event. You can get limited time drinks. You can get a Rakuni pin and more. There's also a coupon there. There's like a coupon code that you can get. Has 500. Listen to this. Has 500 crystals. Has 20 mysticals, an LD scroll, and a legendary scroll. It's an insane coupon code. So if you can make it to this, you should try. And you'll get, like, again, Summoner's War themed drinks. Is it weird I've never had boba tea? I know some folks that haven't been interested in it. I really like it, but I'm a texture guy. I'm also one of those people who likes pulp in their orange juice. So, you know, it's like, if you're looking for like a mouthfeel type of situation, boba's right for you. Donaldo says, hey, Evan, I would like some help with Necro. Dude, you look like you've probably got it down, dude. You got conch wings. Oh, 122. We can speed this up. I would take out the Fran. I think the Fran's your problem. Yeah, the Fran is slowing you down, I think. We could probably replace that with Aster. Truly. Because I actually run this exact comp. Let me look at the other ones you got, right? So it was, you had Abigail. Oh, and her crit rate's a little bit low. So my Abigail is built on damage as well. Birdie Rope says, hey, Evan, what's going on, Birdie? Moises says, mouthfeel? Yeah, mouthfeel. Boba tea is good. You just gotta watch out for the sugar. Word, dude. Truth. Michael says, wow, the man, the myth, the legend. But dude, the Michael, the myth, the legend. Welcome, man. Welcome to the stream. So let me show you mine real quick. Let me show you my team, because Donaldo, I'm actually using the exact same comp. What can I do? Hooney says, hi, stream. Up at the top there. So this is, we're using pretty much the same team, except, oh, I guess I'm not running Crow. I'm not doing Crow. I'm using both Aster and Shaman. This is what I'm doing right now. So this is what we discovered on stream the other day, is that like my Abigail has 0 accuracy. Call that a blessing or a curse. I don't know. She lands defense break though, because I mean, I have 6% accuracy. Oh wait, dude, the 6% accuracy is for the wrong skill. Dude, I don't have any accuracy. I have no, this isn't for skill 2, this is for skill 3. I have 0. I have no accuracy at all. This is crazy. She lands defense break all the time. Right? Dude, go watch this. Watch the short. She lands all the time. I have no accuracy at all. That's crazy. And then I've just got Aster and Shaman. Right? So it's like I've got these. Oh no, Unawakened used to be key. You don't need to keep her Unawakened anymore. So yeah, guys, I know that this can be a little bit confusing. So let me explain. So back in the day, Abigail, the water cannon girl, used to not have really good AI, and so she would default to using her third skill that only hits once if given the opportunity. So like what the tack of that was that you wouldn't awaken her, so she just doesn't get the skill and she never gets the option. Well, since then they've improved her AI. So now I just haven't awakened her because I don't want to use the resources. You know, like my team is 100%, so it's cool. So I just don't want to use the resources to do it. That's all that is. No, all good, all good. It's kind of like how Kanagi, what was that in reference to? It's kind of like how Ciara is the best dot and dealer in the game. Yeah, the unawakened, you can ignore the unawakened for sure. What time is it right now? It's 11:32. Let's do like 5 or 10 more minutes on global. I'll jump to Europe because again, I didn't give much attention to Europe last time. EDH. Wait, do you play EDH or is this like a separate thing? Is this like a different initialism of EDH or do you play EDH? Because I play EDH. Hands up in chat if you play EDH. I actually think that 32 minutes is probably the longest we've gone on stream without talking about EDH. Can someone please tell me who is the best sniper? Magnum, dude. Every game is a Magnum game if you force it. I'm just kidding. That's not really true. I would say that the best sniper is dependent on the situation. So I think the fire one has a tendency to be the best most often, but he used to be really good in Guild Wars, and he's still good in Guild Wars, right? The water one has ignore defense, so if you're running like a snipe comp, it's funny, right? You can use the water sniper in your snipe comp because he has an ignore defense skill too. Magnum is really good, who's the light sniper. He's really good if you go up against a cleave team that has a lot of buffs from their attack bar booster. The wind one is basically Douglas, but with a gun, so sick. You can bring him anytime you see like a water heavy comp, right? And then the dark one is just fun. I don't think the dark one is the best one, but I would say that he's the most fun, thereabouts. But I don't know if I've actually like seen him used to amazing effect in a team, you know? Nice, Dudano, that's perfect. Sometimes borrow a deck and play EDH. Sick, dude. Oh, what was EDH's question? I just started talking about EDH. Was it arena defense? Just arena. Arena and RTA. Let's see what you got so far. Whoa, you got the light Macron guard? Hello? Can Savannah be used in any good dungeons? Yes, but there are usually better options for Kairos. Mango Lover, though, if you have a Savannah, you can use her in the Alunia rune dungeon in the Dimension Hole. You should check out the stats on some of the teams that people use there. People who have her do like to use her there, so check that out. But usually there is like a better option for her if you're trying to bring her on a Giants team, but you can totally use her in Alunia. Chat, would you hit this defense? I think I would hit this defense. This is fairly lutionable, especially because it's like very defense based. The stat, not the position. So let's see what we could do to try to maybe change it up a little bit. You've got a Leica, which is great. I actually prefer Leica. Yeah, I would just cleave. Yeah, truly. Drunks can burn. Dude, exactly. Anything that easy Lucian hit, exactly. Anything that ignores defense can kind of burn through this. So let's change it up. Let's change it up. And this is a good opportunity to talk about like, when you're evaluating whether or not your arena defense is good, the very first question you want to ask yourself is whether or not it's lutionable. And typically defenses that have a lot of defense scaling units that just want to be on defense in general, they're going to be a subpar option compared to something that's like HP. Because Lucian can just kind of cleave through it. That's exactly what he's built to do. So instead, I actually don't mind more. I'm not saying we're going to commit to this. I don't mind more on defense because of his passive, so he can ignore one of the cards. Sometimes that's enough. I might try to see if you have like a Triana. I don't see a Triana. But the Wind Heart Magician is not too hard to come by, so we might give you a little bit of homework to find one. Oh, Fastlick, share it in chat. I'd love to watch it, actually. Let's say we're using Leica. Let's put Rakan as our leader. Let's go Rakan. Let's go Leica. We could do more. We could do Riley. I don't love Riley. I really would prefer. Oh, would you look at that? Look who's back here. Speak of the Heart Magician and she shall appear. Let's put her in there. And if you have like a Darien or something in me is really wanting to recommend you like a second awakened Darien. Frigate also got buffed, by the way, guys. He puts bombs on this skill. Dude, I have Frigate. This is so dope. That is actually such a nice change for me. You could also do like a fast Chloe. No. I don't like Chloe on this team. Let's commit to like Rakan. Let's commit to Leica. Oh, let me elaborate on that. The reason why I don't like the Chloe is since I'm recommending you Rakan, he's gonna give himself a turn and cycle out of the invincibility anyway. Anything else? Did someone say Chow? Triana is one of the few monsters that just don't leave the meta ever, and that comment comes from Michael over on YouTube. By the way, Michael, am I pronouncing your name right? I just realized that it's spelled differently than I'm used to seeing it. And you're very, very true, dude. Like, she will not leave. She will not go. Turns out death prevention on a passive is excellent, especially if you rune her on violence so that she has a chance to do it. Kanagi, what does the light macaroon do? I'm really glad you asked that, actually. The light macaroon is pretty dope. I'm lapsing on her name, Audrey. Audrey is her name. She does additional damage based on the difference between her defense and the targets. And that ends up being quite a bit. Oh, I didn't know that she heals. I actually did not know that this heals everybody. That's pretty great. In addition, whenever you attack an enemy on your turn, it increases, you get a defense buff for one turn. This is a good monster. Thompson was using her in the summit. Private Wing says that she needs a buff. Maybe that could be the case. Let's keep going here. Mr. Awesome Alex says, hey, Evan, I don't know exactly what I should be focusing on my account. Nice, dude, the dark Hollyberry. We just saw an account with the light one, and now we're seeing a dark one. That's dope. Sirs Luke says, sup, Evan, how we doing today? I'm doing pretty well, man. Thank you for asking. Abid says, I'm just wondering if Lagmaron is good. Lagmaron can be good under certain circumstances. Man, there's a lot of messages coming through. Is Sheer better speed HP or speed crit damage HP? The Dawnfather, is Sheer really just wants to go first? So whatever your fastest set is, you know, if you're using him for RTA, I love him on crit damage, but he can also function on either crit rate or attack, and then you can just try to find additionals in the substats. Evan got buffed? That's oh, I heard Evan got buffed. Look how buff he looks in that shirt. Dude, stop. Thank you so much. That's so nice, guys. Honestly, I really appreciate hearing that because it's been like I haven't been to the gym in a week. You guys may have noticed that there wasn't a stream on Friday. Dude, I had like a procedure. I got like a liver biopsy, and dude, they really like get in there. Like, I don't mean to like, I'm not gonna make anybody queasy. I don't want to talk about that if you have a fear of needles. I'm pretty sure I do, so I'm not gonna talk about it. But it's that the recovery has been like worse than in 20. I had one of these in 2019. Way worse recovery than 2019. In 2019, I swear, I was like up, moving around, doing my full routine back after like 2 days. But like now that I'm older, it's like now that time has continued its inevitable stretch and passing, it takes longer to heal. Today's the first day that I've had like no pain. I've got stories to tell that will make you queasy. Private Wings, I'm very curious, but I know this is not the forum for that probably, so I won't ask right now. Glad to see you live again. Thank you, dude. Oh geez, hopefully all went well. It did. Well, I'm gonna get the results tomorrow, but I'm pretty confident it went well. It wasn't really that sort of thing. Anyway, let's answer Mr. Awesome Alex's question and ask him what he should be oh, look at this. MAA, Mr. Awesome Alex. What you should be focusing on. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me go back in here. I want to check your book one more time. So you've already done TOA normal, you've done TOA hard. You've got a team for Giant's Abyss that's really solid at 50 seconds. We could probably shorten this a little bit. We could probably ditch the Tyron and like speed this up. Kanagi, man, I feel you. Age hits hard. True, dude. Did you get all bruised up? A little. I definitely did. I got pretty. It was pretty bad, dude. Well, at least the pain was pretty bad this time. I think what we could probably focus on is getting that Dragon's Abyss hard time down. I feel like we should go there first. One more thing that I noticed really quick. For Spiritual Realm, let's take Cocky out of there. Let's take Cocky out, and instead we can put Seek here. We could even remove Daphnis. Actually, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna go in and focus on dragons, and I'll tell you more about dragons. For Spiritual Realm, I would recommend going in and watching the free-to-play guide that's on the channel that came out semi-recently for Abyss Hard. It's actually a really easy team to make. This is one of the easier dungeons. You just really gotta know what's going on. You really just gotta, you gotta recognize the passives and give the boss the respect that she demands. And basically, you will be more inclined to lose if you don't crit, and Cocky's incapable of critting. So what we'd probably do is replace Cocky with Seek, the Fire Hellhound, replace Daphnis with, like, Aster, and then take out Riley and put in Lauren. We just go all damage. And then all of a sudden, you're gonna see that time just shred. Honestly, if you rune this, like, similarly, you'll even remotely close to like how I had it ruined or something, you'll probably shred like a minute off of your time. Let's go into dragons real quick. Sorry guys, let me catch up on chat. He a free unit. Water from the collaboration. Look at his shirt. Look at whose shirt. Evan was born when Summoner's War was released. I love that answer, dude. Oh, that's hilarious, dude. When you download Summoner's War, you download me onto your device as well. That's what it is. Someone said Prilea or Helia for GB12 speed team. You should use Prilea. Prilea is the best option whenever possible. Because like Prilea has no choice but to try to defense break. She's wind, she has element advantage, and she has no choice but to try to defense break. She has death break on every single skill. Actually, she's been on 2 videos recently, but the one I'm gonna reference is that I just put out a video called the top 10 monsters with fake passives, and she's in it. Because she definitely has like half of Lauren's passive on her, like for sure. Yes, read the pyro, thank you. Evan, would you like to marry me? Sorry. Dude, if I could, I'm unable. I have so many Evans, if that's true. Yeah, you have one for every device. So let's get that Dragon's time down. Let's get the Dragon's time down. I do love the starter team. One of the best things you could do for your Verd is try to transition over to crit damage. I know it's really hard to do, but like, if you try to find some rage runes with like really high crit rate, you might be able to swap your Verd over to a full crit damage build. And then, let me look here. So the first thing that you want to move on your team is going to be your Lauren. So as long as this is fast and going first, you don't need to change anything. This is great accuracy. It's even, technically speaking, nowadays, it's even more accuracy than you need. So like, don't change it if it's working and she's moving ahead of everybody else, you're fine. If you want real like super efficiency on this team, you would have Crow move right after her. And the reason for that is that he's got the brand on skill 3. So he'd put the brand on in addition to the defense break from Lauren. Now everybody after him is going to be dealing damage into defense break and branding. Let's see your Veromos. Oh, actually I didn't look at the stats here that closely. Everything else is looking good. He's not very tanky. Not very tanky, so he might perish when he gets hit by the boss. Just something to keep in mind. You might want to go like attack, crit damage, HP for that, actually. Then there's Veromos. We could move Veromos over to crit damage as well. Also, make sure Lauren isn't on bio so that she doesn't take up too much time and doesn't proc into her skill 2 when she doesn't need to. Yeah, read the pyro. I think there's probably two. So I think there's probably two perspectives on that, right? So it's like one perspective is that like she could accidentally proc into her skill 2 and use it because she's dumb. Now the other side of this is that if she uses her skill 2, like if you arrive at the boss and she burns her skill 2 right out the gate, you might be incentivized then to have her on violent so that she gets it back sooner. So it's like, it's two halves of that coin, but part of the reason why Crow is there is the team up is going to reduce that cooldown time a little bit, right? So it's like, that's the thing. It's two halves. It's a very difficult situation, right? And then as your other one, you can have Spectra. Spectra as your other damage dealer. His vert isn't that good, so I assume his rune quality there if it's twins. Might be unsafe. I think we might need to change a few things around for sure. It's like, I think just changing up the priorities for like I think Crow needs to be on HP. I think Veromos could try to be on like a rage build with speed, crit damage, HP. Usually I really like speed, crit damage, HP on these monsters because it's like, they don't scale as much with attack. They're scaling with the enemy's like max HP, except with the exception of Crow. Crow scales with debuffs, right? So it's like, he doesn't need all that attack necessarily. What's up, Jay? What's going on? Guys, should I go over to Europe? Should I jump over to the Europe server right now? I've accidentally spent quite a bit of time on global. How are we feeling, chat? Oh, and also for YouTube, let me give this to you. That's the survey right there for today. You can use command new survey if you're on Twitch. Why not? Make them happy. Yeah, let's do it. Oops, wrong one. Let's go over to Europe. Oh, watch my replay, Evan. Oh, Fastlix, I'm so sorry, I forgot. I'm so sorry, Fastlix. That totally... I could always go back and try to do it again. Guys, reminder for It's Boba time. Scan that QR code, and if you're on YouTube as well, the information's in the description. You can find it on there. Wow, look at all this energy on my Europe account. Chat channel 10, baby. That's the place to go. Thank you, guys. Man, this coffee is really good. I tell you, I really needed it today. I'm feeling very lethargic today, chat. Like I'm feeling lower energy today. I'll probably be back up by oh, there's also, dude, there's streams like almost every day. There is a stream every day this week, actually, now. Now that Tuesday's passed, every day has a stream. So check this out. So right now we're doing account reviews. 2 p.m. we've got Soul Strike. We got the Soul Strike stream with the Summoners War collaboration. Thursday, we have the Discord Fighter Tournament at 4 p.m. And then Friday, I have another stream, another Summoners War stream at 11. So there is a stream every single weekday this week. Wait, if all Onimusha don't crit, technically they don't need crit rate. Correct. Exactly, Fastlix. You got it. Exactly, dude. No crit rate, no crit damage at all. Hatu, what's going on? Hi, Avanzada. I love you. Salve, Rato. Salve, dude. Beijão, lindo. About that Narsha, though. Oops, that's... Dude, congratulations on the Narsha. That's... Dude, this is one of my most wanted LD5s. Congratulations. That's awesome. Reed says, Evan, how does one progress towards the mid game? I've built the relevant farming teams. So, oh, that's, dude, you're asking me like some existential questions right now. The mid game of Summoners War is a little bit like kind of nebulous and esoteric. Like you kind of enter it quietly, but you have to make a very deliberate decision to leave it. WTF Portuguese all of a sudden? Yeah, sim. Yeah, a little bit. Desculpa, não falo português. Yeah, so you kind of, it's a nebulous sort of thing. Once you have the relevant teams, you'll kind of be in it, and that's where you'll want to stay for a little while. You're going to want to diversify what you're farming to a certain extent, right? So it's like, and when I say that, I guess what I mean to say is like, you do your dungeons, you do your guilds, you get all the content, you start doing Dimension Hole and get the best runes possible before you start focusing in on some of the late game options in Summoner's War. That's and that's great too, Reed. So I've talked about this on stream as well. Something that you can do is you can focus on one dungeon at a time, like as long as you're farming. Like you could even be all like, yo, for the month of June, I'm farming giants, and then July is all dragons. And it's like, you can just kind of do that. Then you also farm Dimension Hole, make sure you're using all your Dimension Hole energy, do guilds, play some RTA, figure out what kind of team comp you want to use. That's something that like has come up a few times, is people being intimidated into like entering RTA too early. I would say don't be. I actually think it's really important to get in and like lose. To be like, you can learn so much from losing a game of RTA. You're learning how your comp interacts, you're learning like skill interactions, you're learning how your runes are compared to other people in your rank. You're also learning what team archetypes you like, which actually I think takes a little bit of time. Because it's kind of hard to tell. Everybody has different vibes. It's like building a deck in MTG. You got to know what you like. Evan on that Rosetta Stone grind. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Would be best for an LD only Giants early game. That's been a hard one too. We've come up with a few of those. I'd have to see what you're working with, but it's probably going to use Lin, and it's probably going to use Shaman if you've got him. So let's look at the Narsha in depth. Sorry, I keep getting so distracted. You guys are just coming in with some really good questions today. I have one quad on slot 6 HP. Let's go. A GZ on the quad. So I don't know if this is going to be the same runes that you have her on for like for RTA. Let's review the passive. So again, folks, I kind of like hinted at this earlier at the start of the stream when like we were talking about it and originally saying that we were going to look at the Masha. So her attack speed increases by 20% each time an enemy gains a turn, up to 5 times. The increased attack speed resets when she gets a turn. In addition, increases your attack speed for 1 turn and decreases the enemy's defense for 1 turn with each attack. Okay, so now that we've gotten that under control, I love her on Violent. I do like her on Will. I think that that's a great pair of sets to go with. And the reason for that is that, again, she gets more mileage out of like, semi-low speed Violent runes than most people, because she gains speed. I think she has more speed and attack, but def and HP are lower. Okay, definitely not the same as an RTA. So we can just kind of talk tenets, right? Like we can talk like what you want to aim for with Narsha. Narsha at her heart is a damage dealer. I'm sure you can probably rune her to be a bruiser, but like most people like to turn 1 snipe with her. She has Savannah's skill 2, so this is the one that changes all buffs into dots. And because she defense breaks on her passive, that means that her skill 2 kind of becomes this weird hybrid between Masha and Savannah's, right? And that just sounds amazing. It strips and you can defense break them. Audie says, Evan, can you help give some guidance towards teams I'm using, and if you would make any unit changes? I'm re-runing a lot of units right now. Yeah, absolutely. Are you on Europe? Can I look at your account, Audie? So I went Dragons, then Giants, then Necro when I built my Abyss teams. Oh wow, you started with Dragons. I would say Dragon is usually pretty much. Yeah, this is very much Nat 5 Lauren, but like definitely like damage focused. She really wants crit rate, really wants crit damage. So for other Narsha users and battlers and chat folks who have been up against her, how much speed do you like on your Narsha? I usually see her, and I think that I like to have her try to turn 1 snipe or set up a turn 1 snipe. Even if she doesn't kill something, I'd love for her to strip, defense break, and then the next unit to move should be one of mine, and then it can take down that unit. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you like her to move first? Do you like her to kind of sit back and earn some more speed so she does more damage? Let me know what you think in the chat, but I personally think that you should probably rune her like fast. Alternatively to Violent, you could put her on a really fast Swift set so that she's set up to do that sort of thing. And then you'll notice that she just gets a ton of turns, right? You'll notice that she probably nets more turns than average because she's gaining speed in the background. So I would go for either. You could either go like mid speed on violent, so you're getting more, or you could just go heavy speed, swift, like super fast, set up the snipe, and then gain speed in the background. Okay, and back in chat. LD Dudian. Oh, hi. Oh man, the LD only accounts. You guys make me wonder if I should make an LD account. It sounds so fun. Like, it definitely sounds like a fun little, like, challenge. Dragons is easier since Lauren, Verd, Veromos, and Spectre are the core, which are the core and ideally prevent the boss from moving. You know what? That's actually a really good point, Reed. Eyebrawl says, hey, Evan, could you give me some RTA bruiser comps? And I'm going to go back up. Oh, shared info on Tableau. Holy heavens to Betsy. 314 speed. What the heck? On an intangible rune too? 28 speed on intangible? Who cares that it's flat def, right? I love that you rolled this. This is exactly what you should do. Like, if you see, like, honestly, if you guys use, it's intangible, flat defense. This is legitimately like, you should roll speed. If it's got 6 speed, roll it, just see what happens. 33! All right, that's making me angry. I'm just teasing. Dude, I wish that was mine. What the heck? A 33 speed on a fight rune? 28 on intangible? Oh my God, dude, that's making me feel some type of way. Hey, Evan, it's me, Otix. So let me answer this and then we'll go back up. Whoops. Let me see. Otix, so remind me what you need help with. I'm trying to zoom out. I can't actually like scroll on this. Yeah, I can't scroll on this. Remind me what you need. One question. Does it make sense to farm runes on UG12? Which one is that one? Do you mean like do you mean just like Abyss, like the Abyss floors, or is it a waste of time, Justin? If on Hell. Or yeah, so like just like Abyss floors in general. Yeah, you should do Abyss floors if you can. The drop rates are like way better on Abyss, truly. Like you should do Abyss if you can. Can you help some guidance towards teams I'm using? And if you would make any unit changes. Roger that. No problem, Justin. Yeah, and honestly, dude, like some of the changes you need to make, like to make Abyss teams work, it's not as crazy as it used to be. The Abyss teams, or rather the Abyss dungeon bosses got pretty nerfed, like after they came in, after the Reloaded update. They are nowhere near as hard as they used to be. Like you can do them with extremely easy to get units. Like most of them are starter stuff. Like the stuff that I recommend for like the starter Giants team, it's so user friendly. It's like Shannon, I recommend Belladon, Veromos, you know, it's like you can do it with such easy monsters. I would recommend doing Abyss if you can. Yeah, and like the drops are like way better. Dude, I had a Necro run the other day. I had like a ×30 Necro run. I got 4 legendary runes back to back, and I only sold one of them actually. They were all keepable, which was crazy. I'm not saying that is like average. I'm just saying like I'm just trying to say the drop rates are way better. I got legitimately 4 legend runes back to back, and 3 out of the 4 were keepable. So that was pretty hype, to be honest. Okay, so I would. Oh, Sasori. Evan, is Light Yennefer good? Right now, no. I'm so sorry to say, just straight up, no. Not right now. I have 2 of them. I really, really, truly wish that she was, and I feel like she's almost there, but right now she is not. I wish she was, I would say. We can look at her actually too. Can you remind me? I'd love to like bring her up so that people can see what's going on with that. Okay, we can actually reduce a lot of this stuff. I just rolled my 2nd quad speed on my account. Guess I need to watch more of Evan's streams. Let's go, Reed. To 20 plus 25 on slot 5 will. GZ, dude. Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. So I would actually make changes on most of these teams. So let's talk about that. So let's start with dragons. So dragons, these are really, the twins are good, but I would prefer to have something that can team up with Lauren so that way she can get to that skill 2 faster and have another chance to strip the immunity. Because right now she is the only thing that can remove immunity, and she'll only do it that one time on skill 2. That is pretty much what, like, I think that's probably the root of why this is so slow. So if you were to swap out, say, that Talia with like a Crow, and then like the other two could maybe stay if they're doing enough damage, but like I really like the standard comp of like Crow, Spectra, and Veromos. I think Veromos on damage is super helpful. Moving on to Necro, I don't know if you've got Abigail. If you've got Abigail, she would make a great leader for this. If you don't have her, you can use Ergar, the Dark Vampire Lord, instead. They have the exact same lead. Dungeon attack, 38%. Have whichever one you choose, have them move first. I would put Ergar on Rage. Heck, I would put Abigail on Violent, so that way she has a chance to proc into using more skills and take out the boss's shield. Then you can use, I would have Ikaru go next, the Water Inugami, then Rauk, then you could either use Crow or Astar and Shaman. And I think I was going to recommend a change for your spiritual realm. I know we talked about that a little bit already. Oh, do you not have Ikaru? If you don't have Ikaru, you can just use Rauk and Crow. We might need to speed him up again. Might need to speed him up a little bit. Wait, I just rolled a quad roll on attack percent Rage Rune. Are you good luck? Dude, I might be. What the heck? Am I discovering right now that I'm good luck? Okay, my runes are everywhere at the moment, but trying to put all the best ones onto those. Awesome. Yeah, I think putting this guy on crit damage is something that I've recommended a few times this stream, and I'll do it again now. I really like him on Rage. Truly, I think he is so good because of this skill 2 that scales on max HP. If you put him on Rage, Speed, Crit Damage, HP, you're gonna have a pretty fun time. You just need to land that, you need to make sure that he's got enough crit rate and crit damage to do that damage. But otherwise, you just wanna focus on like him having enough speed to like get there to take those dots off for the team. And enough crit damage to really make it matter when he moves. Oh wow, you're fusing skill ups for Veromos. Dude, like honestly, I really respect the hustle for that. I Devilmond my Veromos, but that was all the way back in 2017. It was actually way harder to fuse back then, I would say. It's really easy to fuse now, but like really easy is in air quotes, right? Like, I mean, the systems are easier. It's not easy in terms of like the grind you have to do to get them. I really respect the hustle there. But like back in the day, like 6-starring monsters, awakening monsters was a lot harder, and we had less access to like 5-star Rainbowmon and stuff. So it made more sense to Devilmon fusion monsters back then. But definitely respect. I was gonna recommend the same change for Spiritual Realm that we talked about too. So you can still use Verd lead. I love Rauk on that comp. I like Seek the Fire Hellhound for the attack buff and the crit rate buff. Then you can bring Lauren and Astar if you've got her. If you don't have Astar, you could probably just use, oh shoot, I wonder if you could use, oh, you could use Brandia. You could use Brandia. That's what you would do. You could use Brandia instead. That would actually work super well. Yeah, let's go back up. Did I tell someone that I would look? I feel like I've told someone. Evan finally decided to make the EU folks happy. Trying my best. I'm definitely trying. Shared info of Narsha. Look at that. That's the one I think that's the one we looked at. Oh, this is the World Arena. These are the World Arena ones. Awesome, dude. Speed, crit damage, attack. You're welcome. Anytime, dude. Of course, anytime. So this is ultimately like gonna come down to player choice, right? And your preference. I would give her a try on Violent first, like proccing into a kill, like setting up defense break, proc into skill 1 to kill the opponent. That sounds amazing on paper, right? But like over the long term, like if you were to rune her on a super fast Swift set, you're gonna notice that she's taking a ton of turns just naturally, right? Because she's stacking speed in the background. And I know I've said this in like videos and stuff, but like speed loosely translates to more turns. Like that's an oversimplification, but like truly, like the more speed you have, the more turns you take. So like you could either go high Swift and guarantee a ton of turns, or you could go Violent and try to like proc into a kill. Like that's, I don't think there's a super like definitive right answer. I think it does come down to preference and how she moves within the team. Hi, Evan. A while ago, I was here for tips. I've taken up everything except Necro, but still getting into it. Thoughts on the process? Let me see. Waldo's hiding. Let me see. Oh my goodness, dude. 26 seconds, 48 seconds, and just working on the Necro. Look at these times, man. This is awesome. Hold on, I'm pretty sure this untied my shoe. I'm pretty sure these like tried to just knock my socks off or something. Like, I just tied my shoe. Okay. I don't know why that happens all the time. My shoes are always getting untied. I'm just sitting here. Yeah, this is awesome. Congratulations on this progress. Wait, that Necro team, is it good? I have those people. Let me bring it back up again. I would say, yeah, it is good. I would say that this is good. It's just like, you know, earlier I was recommending a certain team with like the dogs, right? If you can get there with this, like consistency is everything, right? I think generally speaking, the team with Abigail does have like a high, or rather a faster average. Like I think it can, and I think it has a lower minimum, you know, but I think this is, this will definitely work. And the max HP damage scaling from Deva is dope. Motive, stop going under the table and untying his shoes. Oh, was it Eyebrawl? Eyebrawl, did we talk about your bruiser comps yet? Can we? Whoa, that's crazy. This used to be my profile picture. I used to use this as my default. That's really funny. That reminds me of like how they have it's like how they determine who the next avatar is, like in Airbender culture. Like they give them the toys of like the previous avatar. It's like they choose the same one. I don't know why that just triggered the same memory in me, but like, same thing. It's like they just put a whole bunch of profile pictures in front of you. Who's the next Evantar? If we're talking about a bruiser team, I feel like I'd be remiss not to mention Praha. I recently came to the conclusion again that Praha is amazing. She is so dope. Like, she turns cycles and does damage. She can strip and she can put everybody to sleep and like heal your team. This thing is everything in one package. And then Wusa, you can just put on Violent. You know, he's got such a super high base speed too. Like, you get a lot more mileage on runes that have like, you know, mid speed. Kind of like what I said for Narsha. That's pretty much exactly what I said for Narsha. Can we just appreciate Eyebrawl's account is from 2015? Yeah. Sasori, let's go. Me too. I love, it's one of my, might be my favorite show of all time. Just sure to replay where Tion does Tion things. Sounds like proccing, reviving. Is that right? Proccing, reviving, boosting attack. Abellio is sick. Let me just jump down to LDs. I think I saw you had an LD demon, right? Oh my god, this account has so much good stuff for Bruise. What the heck? Dude, you got Talasha as well? Oh my goodness. Dude, you did this accounts. You could Leo Talasha people, so you should have that runed up. You've got a Gapsu. Gapsu's still great for this. Like, this is a Bruise monster. The Salty Brawler. What's up, dude? Good afternoon, Evan. Good afternoon, chat. Good afternoon, the Salty Brawler. Oh, okay. It's a Lucifer account. It is a Lucifer account. Or it's a Beelzebub account. Excuse me. Man, you have everything you need to do a debuff comp too. You could, oh my god, you got Gyo and Cigar. Dude, I'm having more of a hard time like telling you what not to bring into your bruiser comp. You have like everything that you need to make a super solid one. Like, wow. You could go all Dokevis. You could bring all the Dokevis if you wanted to. And a Bellio to heal. Like, you have a lot of good tech monsters as well. Like, you could bring Josephine when there's a lot of crowd control. I'm actually really suffering from decision fatigue here and telling you what to bring because you have so many good options. Because if you guys haven't seen, so like, you know, obviously we know Gapsu is really good. Byung-Chul is sick too. He auto crits, which is fun. So you can just kind of ignore crit rate altogether and just go all crit damage like he's got here. Strips on skill 2 as well. Someone asked if somebody's good. Is Cigar good? I think he's not so much good. Sasori, Cigar is actually very good. He's one of my most wanted elemental nat 5s right now. I'd say the only downside to Cigar is his low base speed, and the low base speed is kind of necessary because of like how amazing his skills are. I'm surprised I made this stream. I usually get home like 15 to 30 minutes after a loss of W. This said, if you could, I just get a general review on my account. Nothing in particular needed. I clear everything. Okay, yeah, I'd love to, the Salty Brawler. Could you remind me the server you're on? I'm over on Europe right now. Oh, and also, guys, if you want, again, if you want some more stream time, Soul Strike, it's coming up at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So that is 1 hour and 50 minutes away. So wherever you are right now, that's 1 hour and 50 minutes from now. Same place, same channel, except if you're watching on YouTube, in which case it's on the Come To Us USA YouTube channel. Yeah, dude, this is definitely kind of difficult to. I would probably do something with this as well. Like, I just want to live vicariously through you in this. I actually think this monster is like slightly better than it seems. It refreshes cooldowns. It gives endured immunity. Like you can say, it's got healing, right? Like it gives a shield, gives temporary HP. Like you could run like a super tanky comp. You could even bring like you could even bring this, you know, bring it with the light, pure vanilla. I wonder if you could run Beelzebub. Beelzebub kind of feels a little off on this comp, right? Like he's really wanting to do snipe. I'd have a Leo and Talasha rune too, so that way you can like you can just set yourself up. Eyebrow, I'm so sorry that was like all over the place, but truly you should like your account has like everything that you need to make like several different like versions of a great bruiser team. Bless you, by the way. Are you going back to global by chance? I can. Let me just look around real quick to see what's going on. Waldo is sharing info on Praha. Dude, the Violent Revenge. Look at this. Whoa, these are beautiful runes, actually. Look at this fully grinded stuff. This is a good Praha. Yeah, this is a very solid Praha. Anytime, Eyebrow. So I'm seeing a lot of questions for Necro today. So Necro is apparently a little bit inconsistent. Let's go in and see. I'm starting to wonder if maybe people aren't putting a ton of damage on their Abigail. And I think that is what's going on. I think sometimes it might be a little hard to get all of the crit rate you need in addition to making her go first. I could see how that could be a little bit difficult. Dudonna says, check replay, please. Okay, remind me after I'm out of this account. I will look at that. Unfortunately, I have no account on EU server. No, Sasori. Evan, I like your stream. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Is your name a Naruto reference, by the way? Isn't Sasori one of the Akatsuki? Or am I misremembering the name? Might be a different spelling. Dude, Ponejuice says, hey Evan, I have Laura and Berghild, beginner account. I'm wondering who to pick with Nat 5 select for RTA. What? Dude, you just casually have two of the best LD5s in the game? Holy heavens to Betsy. That's crazy. Congratulations, Ponejuice. Also, I love your name. That's so funny. Ponejuice is so good. Wow, I'd love to take a look at that, actually. Congratulations on that. Like, I re-rolled like crazy. Like, dude, truly, that is, I'm very, like, those are two of my most wanted. Like, Berghild is my most wanted Nat 5, actually. Like, is just straight up, like, no second, top 5, no nothing. Like, Berghild is actually my most wanted LD5 right now. That's pretty crazy. So, I just back to what I was talking about. I definitely see how she could be a little bit stat hungry. Just double check she's going first. If she's going first like this on attack, that's great. I like that she's got 16 speed here, but you might want to go for like a speed slot too that has more crit rate on it, perhaps. Like that might be a little bit better. Accuracy is good, but I think we've proven that that we don't need accuracy to necessarily make this work, which is kind of insane. But like, I would you could even like dump the accuracy a little bit. I don't have any accuracy on her, 0. We just realized this together on stream the other day. I have literally 0 accuracy on my Abigail. Even in the artifacts, I have no accuracy. And she still lands defense breaks, which I don't know how she does it. I'm so proud of her though. She's really looking out for me. But I do think that part of why maybe it's inconsistent is she might be, she's also lacking HP. I think you should probably do something like speed, crit damage, HP, perhaps. Dudano, accuracy is merely a suggestion. Yeah, there's just this suggestion of like a game mechanic out there. But I mean, we're the sample, you know, we're the sample size. And clearly it's optional. So yeah, running Abigail. It looks like the Rauk is missing a rune right now. I also like him on Violent, by the way, for this. We can still use Astar. I love Astar, but we want to put her on crit damage and maybe Rage instead. You could do Brandia as like the one that moves last on the team. You just have to be very deliberate about where you put her because she needs to be the last one to move, but she can't be slow enough to be intersected by the boss. The same is true for Shaman. I actually think Shaman is like probably one of the best for this. So why don't you do that? Like with that re-runing kind of in mind, that change of perspective for Abigail, if you bring Abigail plus 2 dogs, like either Rauk and Crow or Ikaru and Rauk, then you can bring Astar and Shaman, and the team should work pretty functionally well. But I would prioritize more, oh, I'm not on my account. What is considered good HP on Abigail, says Mr. Awesome Alex. That's a really good question. I wish I had a number in mind for you. You know what I'll do is I can jump back over to my account on Global and we can look at it. Or if you go to our YouTube page as well, I actually have a short that just came out semi-recently that's kind of poking fun at my Abigail. And it's got my stats in there, I think. So you could see that if you want. Let me look in here. Okay, oh, check replay. Didn't you say to check the replay? Let's watch. Let's see this. So featuring Narsha. This is probably answering our question about Swift or Violent Narsha. Is that true? Is that what this is in response to? Oof, yikes, okay. That's pretty, look at this. Oh my God, this is Tion doing Tion things, that's right. Oh my word. Wait, dude. This is so funny because in a way what you don't, oh nice, and it's on Violent, look at that. That does actually answer our question. Huge damage. See, what you don't want to do is you don't want to kill the Narsha because you get extra value off Tion. Get extra value off the revive from Tion. So yeah, he should be careful because like, I think you're probably gonna get a revive on the Narsha. He's gotta be careful. Nah, it's just Tion saving the day, roger that. Dude, I don't know why he's not going for Tion there. That was a misplay. He absolutely should have gone for Tion. Like 100% should have gone for Tion. Like Tion's, look at what we're saying. You come back on the chair. Dude's not respecting the Tion at all. That's crazy. What a great game. Like this is a really, really solid game. Look at the turns. This monster's wild. I love Narsha. That was awesome. Okay, hold on. Let me jump back over to Global real quick and let me show my Abigail because I know we had folks asking about, I think it was Mr. Awesome Alex was asking about the HP on Abigail. Let me see if I can answer that. Salty Brawler, by the way, are you on Global? Oh guys, use Command Meetup too. I was just reminded by the front banner, Command Meetup, to register for the next one that's being hosted by Stoic. Chat channel 10. And let me show my Abigail in the meantime. Where is she? Oh, 6K. I actually don't have a lot of, I don't have a lot of HP on her. But I do have like almost 500 defense. I don't remember what that one was. Maybe I'm tripping. Look at this. She's not even fully skilled up. She's not even fully skilled up. 0 accuracy, 6,000 HP, not even fully skilled up. This Abigail is trash. And it is like 100%. Like, I have not seen this team fail in ages. Watch it fail right now. Look at this. All defense breaks. 0 accuracy. That is a suggestion. That is a suggestion. Dude, accuracy is merely an idea. She just landed it again. Look at that. It's merely a suggestion. She has landed every single defense break with 0% accuracy. Wait, if this is a bug, don't say anything. I won't tell the devs if you don't. Don't tell the devs. Like, yeah, if this is some kind of bug, I don't want to be the one to deliver it. Accuracy is a myth. Okay, so she didn't land it that time, but doesn't matter. Like, we're still in the green in terms of defense breaks landed by Abigail. We are very much delivering on that. So yeah, this is her, I guess, on 6K. On 6K HP. It's not that bad. Oh, and yeah, like I think people say you do want Aster to be the one that's taken too, right? Is that true? And yes, I am hosting the Discord Fighter Tournament on Thursday with Alan SW. Yeah, and look at this. Whoa. That's actually like, wait, this is actually like not bad. I could even re-app this technically. It's got attack, but like this is a re-app target. Evan, yes, exactly. Sasori exactly Sasori. Evan, your Abigail is garbage. Yes, exactly. So this is that's a good thing. We want her to be garbage. We want her to be garbage because that means that you can do this too. Like with a very focused Abigail, like this can work. 90% crit rate, as much crit damage as you can slot on her and make her move first. These are our main priorities. This is all we need to do. This is exactly what we need to do. That's it. Is there, oh yes, so Suksor, I answered this earlier today. So just for a quick reminder for folks, so back in the day, years ago, right? Abigail, when she's awakened, she gains a third skill, right? She gains a skill that only hits once. And back in the day, she would default to using this skill that only hits once when she should be using her second skill. Now, fairly recently actually, there's been an update that improves her AI so that she prioritizes her skill 2 in Necro. Now that that's done, you're more than welcome to awaken her. I just don't because I don't see the need to use the resources. If it's functioning as is, I'm just gonna save my essences, to be honest. Like, I'm good, like we're chilling. Yeah, now she never uses skill 4 in Necro. So yeah, exactly, there's no need to awaken, basically. Oh, and so can we see the runes on your Necro team? Yes, let's just see the runes real quick. Look at this, we're kind of reviewing my Necro. So this is my Rauk, right? So again, guys, so like turn order is kind of important for Necro. So like I go Abigail, then Ikaru, then Rauk, I think that's how it's moving, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it's moving. Yeah, that's how it's moving. No, it's not how it's moving. No, yeah, it is how it's moving. Because Ikaru's got more speed. Yeah, we're good, we're chilling. Whew, I had a panic situation there for a second. So that's my Rauk. This is my Ikaru. I really like this Ikaru. He's actually got a little bit too much defense. He doesn't need this much defense. 69 additional speed. Is Awakening Abigail bad for Necro? I wouldn't say it's bad. I would actually say it's technically better because you get an increase to your base stats. I just don't because like, since it's working as is, I don't need, I don't need that stuff. I'm just gonna save the resources, but I totally see how it's like a little bit confusing. Sorry about that. I do have my Ikaru on a set of fight runes, just by the way. But like, that's not super mandatory. Here's my Astar. My Astar isn't on like 100% crit rate. I find she doesn't like really super need it for this dungeon. Her passive does enough damage. The reason that it's like that too is that I kind of built her for Spiritual Realm and I just left her as is. When you're in the Spiritual Realm, like you're usually using either a crit rate lead or you have a crit rate buff. Do you think Astar is better on Rage? I do think that Astar is better on Rage. And then here's my Shaman. Here's my Shaman too. Also on Rage Blade. Moves last, right? Moves last the whole time. So that's the Necro team. What is my, oh, my Dragons team, I'm doing this. I'm using a Martina team. And then my Giants team is this one. Is that the Shaman King? Nice reference, Kanagi. That's perfect. Hey, Evan, when I eventually start focusing RTA, what units should I build? Dude, good question. Let me see that real quick. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got, dude. Okay, so for water, I'm not seeing a ton of units out that are like regularly used in RTA anymore. Like Lulu had a brief stint in RTA and so did Vigor, but let me just see. It is totally cool to go like full free to play, by the way. There's actually like a comp I want to use where you put like Ikaru and Rauk on like full Swift, like super fast, and then you cleave with Oracles. Or like not cleave, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like Ikaru, Rauk, Verd, Juno, and Praha. And that just sounds so sick. Or it might be Ciara. Could be Ciara as well. Kyle Lee says, hey Evan, I'm having a hard time transitioning from live stream to the game because I'm traveling, but I was really hoping for an account review because I want to start getting into some RTA matches. Dude, could you, Kyle, tell me your IGN, your in-game name, and if you're on, my account name is Freerunner Lee, perfect, and you're on global, say something in chat channel 10 and I'll go look right now. And then if you don't hear it live, you can always check the VOD on YouTube, right? So it's like, that's what I'll say right now. So you were looking for like tips on how to get into RTA? I got you. I'll answer right after this. So let me see what else to build. I always keep O'Reilly runed for RTA too, like truly. I think it's so good. Cujo says, I have a question now that I think about it. Let me know. Yeah, I'm on global. Perfect. That's all I needed to know. That's awesome. Sorry about that, guys. I got a quick message that I just wanted to scope out. Okay, so you've got a lot of NAV5s back here. Okay, here we go. So pretty much everything I'm seeing, with the exception of Zyros, is actually good in RTA. So Molong is, I think, actually coming back and being pretty amazing because people have recently realized that, like, dude, if you're having a hard time with like a Minato, you can just Molong him. You can just reckless him right from the start. You know, it's like you can just get him down to something. You know, it's like you can just Molong a Minato or like one of those units that's kind of problematic and just get rid of it. So Molong's amazing. Chow is a really good tech unit. Taeor's good with like snipe comps. I don't know if I'd necessarily like blanket statement recommend Taeor all the time. Same with this guy. This guy is also kind of a snipe unit. He has a passive that lets him ignore a portion of the enemy's defense, and it gets up to 100. Is this Patrick? It is Patrick. Yeah, this is Wycuz. And there's an Evan too. The dark one's Evan. Jogun, I think people sleep on. He got a nerf like a little while ago, and like people treat him like he's like not there, like he's just really not good anymore. I actually think he's still really good, especially because his third skill doesn't, it can't be counterattacked. So you can use it into things like Douglas, you can use it into Verd, whatever, use it into Volantis, and like you get to just decide that somebody doesn't get to be in the game anymore with Scroll Trout, assuming they don't resist it. Oh, and this also doesn't have an activation chance, right? So unlike Chungpung, right? Chungpung has like a 75% chance to strip. It's pretty low. You want somebody who's gonna strip all the time. I am back on global now, by the way. Masha, amazing damage dealer, super relevant even to this day. One of the best things about Masha is that she doesn't necessarily like broadcast a strategy to your opponent. Like you can pick her and she's fairly neutral. So this is worth a build. Tessarion shuts down some of the best monsters in the game. I'd say Oliver is super worth a build. Diana too. Diana is tech. So I would build like 100% all of the monsters you have, with the exception of like Taeor, Patrick, and Zyros. And the only reason I would say wait on them is I want you to play some RTA and feel out what kind of archetype you like. Once you decide what archetype you play, then you could start splashing in those others. In terms of priority, I think I would prioritize building Masha, I'd prioritize Oliver, and Tessarion. I think those are probably the three I'd build first. Maybe Chow too. Maybe Chow. Even though Chow is situational in RTA, you can actually use him in other parts of the game too. There we go. Okay, let me look at Freerunner Lee real fast. Because Freerunner Lee, did you say anything in chat 10? Why was that the hardest thing? Planning on starting up an RTA, can you look at my monsters and suggest some teams for me? Let's do the exact same thing we just did. Hasn't really dipped their toes into RTA too much. Let's give it a shot. I love the Camilla right off the bat. Also, Liesel is situationally used up against heavy fire comps because he auto crits on fire. We got Chilling. We'll keep that in mind. Chilling can be used in some like snipe comps or some Elsharion stuff. Chilling actually got better in RTA because Elsharion got a buff. Like if that makes sense. Oh, Fastlix Evan dodging my replay. I see, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm like really splitting my attention right now. I'm kind of trying to do like a lightning round of help for people. I would always have a Josephine runed, but I would rune her on crit damage slot 4. 0 crit rate, as much crit damage as possible. Put her on like speed, crit damage, HP. Otherwise, you don't have to change too much, but like because she auto crits on skill 1, it is like truly surprising how often that comes into play. That means you auto crit kinkies. You totally ignore their passive that says that they can't be crit, because always, the term like always, like supersedes anything that says can't. Like if it always, it has no choice but to. So that means it's gonna land as a crit even if something says that it can't, you know? So it's gonna crit on kinky, etc. Then there's Abellio. I like having Abellio rune. Mine is actually on like 90 or 95% crit rate. It used to be on 100. I rune him like a hybrid damage dealer. So like speed, crit damage, defense. Minato I just brought up too. Minato's really good in RTA right now. People love the control that he brings. He makes people kind of jump through some mental hoops in order to get to killing the units they actually want to kill. So it might be worth exploring Minato, but I wish I could give you better recommendations with him, but unfortunately I haven't played a lot with him, so I don't actually own one. So there's only so much I can explore with him. I would recommend looking up some replays with Minato. By the way, I don't know if you have Masha. If you've got Masha, these guys are actually pretty solid with her. Maybe not Masha, but maybe some other kind of damage dealer, because they have a speed lead and they can strip into a defense break, which is kind of sick. Vanessa is a super stellar first pick. That's one of the ones that I've been using every season recently. I'd have Juno runed on Despair Revenge, high crit rate. Laika's a good counter pick. Antares is a good counter pick. So is Rika. This account is ready, dude. This account is ready. I think your core should probably be something like a Vanessa first pick. Like Vanessa into maybe like a water unit or something. Let me see what you got in wind before I make that recommendation now. Ooh, these are good. Dude, I think you just have a little decision to make. Like if you, and you do have an Elsharion built too. So I think you just have a decision in where you want to go. So like if you wanted to do kind of like a hybrid, like sort of snipey comp, you could do the chilling Elsharion team, which features, it's basically hinges on stealing buffs from people, accumulating a ton, doing a lot of damage, and just basically just countering people who think they can be safe behind like will and shield and stuff. The Wind Dekebi is exceptional too. Oh, Kyle, I have a Masha. Perfect. Okay, that's great. I also have a Wind Dekebi Lord, and I was hoping I could run a 2-turn comp with him. I do like the Wind Dekebi. The Wind Dekebi also strips buffs off of people. Oh, Ileana. I love Ileana. Not a lot of build around LDs, but that's okay. So I would decide what direction to go. Do you want to go with something that's like chilling Elsharion, maybe even Byungchul if you want to just get elemental diversity, and go heavy strip, heavy damage, you know? You could go something a little bit more bruiser focused, like pick Vanessa first. You could pick Vanessa and then like your Masha. I wouldn't double pick elements like that, but you know what I'm saying. I'm kind of just saying like pick units that don't broadcast your strategy. You can even go like Vanessa into like maybe Ramael and Judaio, or like Vanessa Minato, then go into like Masha, Abellio, something like that. Just good stuff, like just picking good stuff. Or you could go with crowd control as well. I think you also have what it takes to do crowd control. But after you kind of play around with each one and decide what direction to take it, I think then you can make a 100% like choice on the team. Let me go ahead and watch Fastlex's replay in the background while I kind of give you guys the outro for today, because unfortunately we have reached time. But remember, Soul Strike coming up in an hour and a half at 2 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to watch Soul Strike collabing with Summoner's War, come back here, Come To Us USA Twitch channel and the Come To Us USA YouTube channel. Scan that QR code if you haven't yet too, because that is the Los Angeles, that's the Los Angeles It's Boba Time event. Oh my gosh, do you win this one? This looks so, this is actually looking like really tough. Don't tell me Kiki and Rika solo this, dude. Are you serious? Actually, that Leo looks pretty fragile. Holy heavens to Betsy, you win this? Oh my God, he's got nothing left. I love that you like dunked on a Vivachel, by the way. Wow, Kiki. Oh, he didn't kill Rika. I thought for sure he was gonna kill Rika. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is kind of crazy, Fastlex. I see why you wanted me to watch this. Dude, this is awesome. That was a sick replay, actually. I'm glad you made me watch that. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you at 2 p.m. for Soul Strike.